What is your biggest fear? In this video, we're going to talk about things that we don't know about. Does the devil exist? Do poltergeists exist? What is happening in space? Is there aliens? And all of these through strange, occult, and minimal appearances in history leaves us more questions than answers. If you're willing to dwell in this mysterious world, please stay watching the video. Trigger warning. This video contains triggering or offensive content. Viewer discretion is advised. What if I told you that a book could be cursed? Yes, a book. Now, we all read books. I think I like books. I don't know if you guys like books. But a book that is cursed, that's gotta be something. And it's a very ancient book as well. So this book is called the Codex Gigas. It was produced in the ancient kingdom of Bohemia and contains a vast variety of human knowledge, from stories of the Bible to scientific knowledge to even history, like we do today, at what we call the Chronicles of Bohemia, basically stories about that time. Bohemia was an ancient kingdom in the 13th century, and this book was of course produced in the 13th century by apparently a monk called Hermanus. A very charming name. I would definitely swipe right. Anyways, back to the subject. This monk, he was sentenced to death. And he was walled up alive. And he was given a book. And he was like, he told the people who put him in the walls, he said, if I can write an entire book with all the human knowledge, would you let me free? And he said, yeah, go for it. So, starts writing. And at midnight, he realized it's impossible to write a book in an entire night. If you ever try to write a book, you know it's impossible. And, well, how did he, at the end, write the book? Well, apparently he made a pact with the devil. He would give his soul in exchange that the devil writes the book. And as a form of gratefulness for that deal where he gave his soul and got the book, well, he drew a picture of the devil on page 577. And on next morning, he gave the book and he was freed and lived life happily ever after. But the book is still there. Apparently it's cursed because it was written by the devil. Now, we don't know if it was... There's multiple explanations for why there's the devil on page 577. So this basically is a huge, huge book, and there's just randomly, in the middle of the book, a picture of the devil. Why is there a picture of the devil? One explanation was written by the devil. Maybe he had an obsession with the devil. We don't know why there's a picture of the devil. The Bell Witch hunting is what happened in 1817. So this is the first time a poltergeist may have been responsible for a person's death, or that was confirmed by an American state. So in 1817, there was this guy called John Bell Sr. And he lived in this new farm that he just bought, and everything was going well. Until one day he sees this strange creature. Half dog, half rabbit. He's like, what the hell? Grabs a shotgun and tries to shoot it. But the creature runs away. Okay, that's kind of strange, right? But okay. Anyways, he goes back home and he sips his 18th century coffee, and he looks in the window and he sees old lady walking in the orchard. So, and disappears. Is that okay? That's kind of strange, but okay. Then a few weeks later, he hears knocks at the door. So he opens the door and sees no one. It's pranksters. He closes the door. He sits back down. Oh, he goes back. He opens. Again, the pranksters. He closes the door. Opens. No one. Then they think maybe it's a spirit. Maybe it's a poltergeist. So they start talking to it at night. They ask, how many slaves do we have? 9 times. They had 9 slaves. They ask, how many miles is to Port Royal? 7. 7 knocks from the ghost, and 7 miles to Port Royal. The ghost is intelligent, and it grows strength with the fear of the family, maybe, and starts developing murmurs, whispers, and eventually develops a voice. and says that she's there to take revenge on John Bell. And eventually John Bell gets killed, and the poltergeist leaves the family alone, and they live happily ever after. Or did they? No, did it?
More than 20 years ago, my grandmother left me a painting known as the Anguished Man.
This curse painting has very strange qualities. Apparently the person who owns it has been experiencing paranormal events ever since he has owned it. For once, he has seen a strange dark figure appearing in his house while he is alone. And he has been, even when he's sleeping, sometimes he looks under his bed and he sees this dark figure staring right into his eyes. And apparently he also hears knocks at the doors, and sometimes in the bathroom you can hear someone crying. And there's no one in the house. And one day he sees the painting and it falls. And poof, there's a small ghost orb. And the room turns freezing cold. And in 2013 he had enough. He hired a paranormal investigation group called the Misterij Paranormal Group, and they basically went and saw the painting. They saw the same thing, the dark figure appearing, freezing temperatures, and there were 20 people in this group, and they all saw a bench flipped over violently by an unknown entity. So, is the painting truly cursed? The hum. A strange sound that people are hearing, but some people can't hear, and a sound that maybe doesn't even exist. It's like this magical sound that people hear, and we don't even know where it comes from, and we don't know what the hell is happening. What the hell? It was first recorded in 1978 in Bristol, England, and it apparently sounded like a loud foghorn. And lots of people heard it, and people investigated the incident, and there was nothing. There's no sound. Because sound is produced by someone external. I'm talking to you and I'm producing sound. But this doesn't have any. Who caused the sound? Who made the sound? We don't know. Well, there's not much to say. We just don't know where it comes from. In 2015, there was a guy who kind of analyzed how many people are hearing these sounds. And since then, there have been 8,000 cases of people who have heard the hum. Some suggest it's a fragment of the industrial society and produced by the productions of our industrial capitalist society. Some suggest it may be a form of tinnitus. Basically, it's in your head and there's no actual external cause. So, what is the hum? Who produced the hum? Is it me? No, it's not me, that's for sure. But we don't know. The cosmic dimming event. Now, you may not know too much about stars, and I didn't know about stars before watching this. But when I read about this, I'm like, interesting. So there's many theories about this. I have theories about it, and this is gonna. I'm really not sure. Just listen to me, and you can decide. What you think. This is this important? Is it not important? Should this even be in the video? I don't even know. So let me just say the facts. In 2014, there was this star that we spotted with this complicated name. You scientists made it very easy for me. And, well, it was a stable, fixed star, meaning it always is lit. It doesn't dim down, it just always stays there. Or so we thought. In 2019, pitch dark. It fades in a deep dimming event. This could mean a galactic extinction. It means that it could explode and create a supernova, I think. Or it could mean nothing. We don't know. My theory is that aliens and they have the Death Star and they destroy the star. But honestly, maybe it doesn't mean anything. But it's a strange thing that a star just disappears, fades away. The wow signal. The time where the US, or specifically Ohio, tried to contact aliens and got a response. Now this is of course alleged. I don't know if it's actual aliens, but this has, I guess, the closest we've been to aliens. That is not that conspiracy theorist, if we may say. So it all starts on August 18, 1977, with an astronomer called Jerry Emmon. And he's at the Big Ear, the radio telescope that was part of Ohio State University. And, he was very curious about finding aliens and if that's even possible. So he contacted with his colleagues, and his colleagues said that, that he should use the radio signal, the 1420 megahertz radio signal, because that would be the easiest way for aliens to contact us, if there were aliens. And most of the time, it was pretty uneventful. There was no aliens. But on August 18, something happened. There was a message in the universe that was a little bit louder than all the other sounds, and it lasted 72 seconds. And the message from aliens was, wow! Yeah, so the aliens say wow, or, if that's their message, I don't think they're really a big threat to the universe.